You see, there is a season to give warning, but there is never a season to say, I told you so. Because even if you're correct about what you said, you got to make sure that you are productive to the point where you don't mess up the relationship. Are y'all hearing what I'm saying? Okay. See, anointed folk don't just say, I told you so. They say, this is what we got to do next. So that when your child gets pregnant, that's not the time to say, I told you so. Guess what? She 5 months. That baby is coming. Whether you keep saying I told you so or not, we got to figure out what we're going to do next in the Lord. In other words, when the young person fails, instead of saying I told you so, you need to tell them how the Lord helped you when you failed. And you can help them know what they need to get ready to do next. When somebody gets sick, don't sit around and say, I told you so, that you should have ate right and you should have drunk all that stuff. You ought to talk to them about the balm that is in Gilead and let them know that there is still a physician there. Understand that when somebody's life collapses, don't walk around saying, I told you so, that you ought to have been coming to church and you should have been in the Bible. You ought to let them know that their help comes from the Lord, the one who makes heaven and earth. In other words, when that person's partner walks out the door, it's not time to say, I told you so. It's time to say, I'm going to stand with you even when nobody else does. And see, the problem is sometimes you got to be willing to lose the battle. Oh, God. So that you can win the war. But sometimes we'll sacrifice the war to win our little petty ego battles because we're invested in being right more than we are invested in their success. And see, friends, you cannot prioritize your opinion above a person. You've got to keep their well-being at the head of the conversation. Are y'all with me today, friends?